So hi, Logan Dales Podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with
Brian Logan Dales from Somerset.
and some questions to say about their new album, Meet Me at the Record Store. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you guys feel about the response to the album so far?
I feel great. I mean, I, uh, or maybe this is just a testament to having done this for a while and getting older. I have a pretty healthy boundary of my expectations. I think the album's awesome. It's my favorite one we've ever made. The response is great, but it's not mine anymore. So it's out there, and whatever happens now happens. Like that's fine to me.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough.
Well, it's good to hear that you have like a healthy relationship with the boundary. When you say that, is it like you stay out of the comment section, or is it just kind of like the art is the fans once it's delivered to the DSPs and whatnot?
I've always stayed out of the comments. Like, I don't care. I don't truly have never cared what anybody says. Like, the internet's not real.
Yeah.
Most things people say on the internet, they're too afraid to say in real life. So it doesn't really mean anything to me. But it seems the response has been great. It's one of we set out to just make our first album in a long time. We just set out to make it for us, because the four of us really wanted to make music together again. It was my favorite process of an album. It was my favorite album making process we'd ever done. I really love what we made, and there were no real goals or expectations except for to service the fans that already listen to us. And if they love it, great. And if it opens more doors, we will run right through them. But the people who've been with us for a long time, they seem to love this thing, and so do we. So that's all that really matters to me.
That's all that matters. Well, we got to jam the record ahead of the interview. It absolutely rips. Classic Somerset.
This is my favorite thing you guys have done. Shit Fox.
Thank you. I think it's a fully realized version of ourselves.
Yeah. Agreed. Hell yeah. I'm curious just, to kind of get a scope on things, the timeline for the record, when the writing process started, when you guys had masters in hand, rough dates. They don't have to be exact, but like I said, just kind of get a scope.
Yeah. I mean, so the best part about making this album was it was kind of like getting to make our first album all over again. No one was asking for an album from us all the time in the world. Yeah. Like for the first time was written 4.5 years ago.
Damn.
That was written before we got back together, and we just ended up kind of tabling it. Like there was a world where I thought maybe that would be like the song we released announcing we were like we had gotten back together. But then we had done Street Lighting and the song Back Together, and I was like, we kind of just forgot about it. But then like little things like Flowers, there's versions of Flowers that are 4 years old. Some of these songs that we're working on, like during the pandemic, before we had really even gotten back together, there were a couple different versions of Gloria that date back 4 years as well. Adidas, I had the sort of da 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 thing in my head for years. So what's really fun about this record was like these songs got to take shape really patiently. They got to, I call it like the fine wine. Like if I still like it at 4 years later, then it's still good. They aged really well, and that almost, and I'm really grateful for this process because like who knows if we'll ever get to take our time like that again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then this really cool thing. Well, we made Blossom Part 1 with the intention of making a Part 2.
Yes.
Once we started sort of putting a lot of these songs, and then a lot of news, and then the difference was when we made Blossom Part 1, we had not gone on tour yet as a band. We finally went out on the road for a little bit and played in front of our fans for the first time in years, like 7 years, and just had a very different feeling. It was just like we all did. Like, I think there is a better album in us that people are ready for, something that feels like a better experience from us. And we just kind of started over. The only song from Blossom Part 2 that made it onto Meet Me at the Record Store is Hit and Run. But everything else was new/old. I mean, because some of those songs, like First Time Flowers, these are songs that just kind of like sat in a notebook. Like they weren't really even part of the conversation. So we kind of started over. And then this process was really fulfilling because like out of the 10 out of the 12 songs were just like written on like an acoustic guitar or a piano. I would send the band like a voice note on my iPhone, and then we would build it up from like the ground to full production. And it had been a really long time. It was like a modern way of doing like the old school. It was like a very modern approach to the old school way of making a record, where we started with just the no like fully realized demo. It was just like a voice note acoustic. We would get together once a week for like a year and just start demoing these things from the ground up. Like take the voice note, pull it up, and like, okay, well, what would it be like if we did it like this way, like a band, or like this way? And it sort of fulfills my lifelong mantra of a song is as good as it is acoustic. It's like if it's good here in this tiny little thing on my iPhone on like an acoustic guitar or this piano on the other side of the screen here, um, then the possibilities are endless. And they were. And we spent like a year making this album very slowly, which was really wonderful. We've
That's
been done
incredible.
with this album since like last November.
What?
Damn.
Uh-huh.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sitting on it for a bit, huh?
Yeah.
We finished it, I think, like last October, actually. I
God
know.
damn.
Damn.
Okay.
hmm
So what was the reasoning for sitting on that? Was it just the typical like, label shit or
No, deliberate, slow rollout.
yeah.
And it takes time. It's like we've had the whole lot. We ended up partnering with the label last minute. We were
Mhm.
actually the record was already done, and we
Mhm.
just sent it to our friends at Lab Records. And Mark was like, "Oh my God, I love this. That I love these songs in this order." And we were like, "Cool, you get it. Let's do this." And we did it. Um, it was great. But so then we kind of figured out the agreement for that pretty quickly, all things considered. And then we just knew we wanted to. So, I mean, if you think of it this way, we put out I Don't Want to Party in February. We've been
Mhm.
putting out a song every 5 weeks. So,
Yeah.
in order to have the album ready to start putting stuff out by February, we had to have it finished by like October, November.
Yeah.
There's two ways to do it. You either like get it done and then just drop it all, or like we wanted to kind of slow build.
Mhm.
Get
We never
people
really
excited.
do. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious, like, at what point in the process the album came about, or if it was the goal from the get go. Like, I know you mentioned there was nobody really asking for this. You guys kind of worked on this in secret. So I'm curious, like, whereabouts in the process, since you guys were pulling songs 4 years old, writing new, when you were like, we're making an album.
I guess I have a convoluted answer because we were making Blossom Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And it was in making Blossom Part 2 that we realized, no, we're just making a new album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess it dates back like a year and a half, maybe. But like it was in the making of Part 2 where we realized like this is a whole different thing. And then the Meet Me at the Record Store idea came maybe like last summer
Okay.
Mhm.
of like, how do we turn this into like a sort of a vintage experience in the modern day? And that
Mhm.
came the idea of like there's this quote, the medium is the message, and it's kind of just how you release is how you experience something.
Mhm.
And so we really liked the sort of like deliberate call to order, meet me at the record store. There was this idea that floated around of like, how do we make people experience an album in full in a world where people just listen to um singles mostly?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And so I we were drawn to the idea of like movies do this a lot. Like this movie only in theaters for a month or something like that, and then it goes to streaming.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh well, what's the music equivalent to that? What if we put it out on vinyl and CD for like 2 weeks before um before it went to streaming? And it's honestly one of my favorite ideas we've ever had.
Mhm.
Hmm.
That's dope as hell. I love that.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's straight. So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Um, it sort of ties into what I was just saying of like we we knew we wanted to make an album that was like this sort of more of an experience
Mhm.
um of like the feeling of like going. I mean, it literally just came from the conversation. I remember John and I were on the phone and we were like, well, remember like we would go to Tower Records and I got Jimmy Eat World Futures and I just like held it in my head,
Mhm.
waited for it to come out. And I was like, the records, it was just fun to go to a record store. And then we literally just landed on, well, what if we just call it meet me at the record store, it's a little bit also says like meet me in our time machine. It's like it kind of is
Yeah.
whatever way you want to say it. Um, and then like I don't know, I'm a student of culture. I figured like if the if we're gonna call it meet me at the record store, then we got to go all the way on the Tower Records. Um, and so here we are.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, what song off the album took longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
Personal favorite's probably Dizzy,
Mhm.
the last song. I got quite a few favorites. For the first time is one of my favorites. I mean, Adidas is I'll never Adidas was like lightning. I don't know. That thing just like stumbled out of my hands.
Yeah.
Flowers probably took the longest because there were like four different versions of it. Um, different verses, a different chorus, some minor changes. What I really loved is like I'm really I've really become sort of an editor by nature. I like editing songs and tinkering and like it's really common for people to like kind of do a song or like do a session and like especially in the pop world, it's like you get together with these other co-writers and producers and you write this thing and like you just decide that that's it. And it's like, no, who's to say you can't go back and make changes and make it better? It's like that's what we're here. We're like we get together to write these songs and we're fishing for parts and then we just put these parts together and we make them better. So
Mhm.
what was really rewarding for this was getting to um like edit and go back and tinker and nudge. Flowers probably took the longest. I mean, Hit and Run technically took a long time because we never had the bridge that John sings, so it was added late. But like the song, it's the amount of time spent on that song was not a lot, but
Mhm.
like the length of it. Gloria was another one where like we got together as a band and wrote. It was the first song we ever wrote back together as a. The first song we ever wrote when we got back together as a band was
Really?
Gloria, and it was
Damn.
a totally different song.
Hmm.
It's a totally different song. It had like the same chorus, but the rest of it didn't really feel like us. It was kind of a little. I mean, we were getting our bearings,
Get back into it.
and then one night I decided to like rewrite the verses in sort of a moodier type of way.
Hmm.
Um, and then I forgot about it, and Jess was such a champion of that song, and she brought it up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I wrote like new verses on that thing." Um, yeah. So there's, I don't know, every song has its own sort of different timeline, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. God damn. So, how did the track list for the album come about? Did you guys write the opener to be the opener, closer to be the closer? Did you guys shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
We didn't write it with an order in mind.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of orders, at least to me, fall in line pretty naturally.
Hmm.
I will say for the first time, we knew very quickly it'd be very weird if it was anything but the first song.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Just lyrical content, dynamic content. It's like I think it'd be really confusing if that was anything but the first song.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So that happened. Um, Dizzy was not written to be the last song on the album until the little outro was written. Because originally that song didn't have, it was just like verse, chorus, verse, chorus. I sent it to the band. Everyone's like, we love this. It wasn't until we wrote the sort of outro that it makes the callbacks to Stories from Monday and the callbacks to Color of Everything where we were like, ah, this feels like an appropriate way to end. Oh
And then
no.
everything else in the middle was just kind of shuffled.
Yeah, quite a bit of shuffling. I mean, we always know like we knew Adidas and parties, especially since they were earlier songs, that like these would be on the front half end.
Hmm.
We'd like to stagger it. I come from a world of like a lot of sort of theater, and there's very a clear arc to like you really care about how something flows,
Hmm.
tempos matter, like so we knew we wanted to have like a real another sort of banger toward the end. So
Hmm.
that's where Flowers came in. Um, pushing that to the end. We knew Adidas and Party would be on the front half. Um, and we knew we wanted to split up like what I'm made of in 34. So uh, it just kind of becomes like puzzle piecing.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
gotcha. So could you tell us where your headspace is at while you guys are creating this record?
I think it was the first time I really trying to think how to phrase this. I think I've always been a little bit of a sort of in a storyteller sense, like I love a cultural reference. I love things that are comedic while also being emotional at the same time. And like and I think in past and younger records, I would kind of have find these certain things. And I think a lot of this was just figuring out how to like tailor all of that into one. Like I I love when a song can sort of make you laugh, but also make you feel like 34, for example,
Mhm.
has it's comedic in the sense that there's a Shaquille O'Neal reference. It's like the
Yeah.
song is kind of so the song was written as a joke. It was just my birthday and
Yeah.
we were in England and I like played it on stage and John was like, "Oh my God, you have to finish that." And it was
Yeah.
one of these moments of like, oh, but that's what it is. It's like, hey, you know what? Today's this funny day. I just turned 34. My beard is literally turning gray. I'm the 34, the number of Shaquille O'Neal, but like I wanted to be a basketball player when I was young, and then I stopped growing. Um, but now here I am on tour in England, and I'm looking around, and it's like, hey, it's pretty cool that I get to do this. Whoa, you know what's even crazier? I'm 34. That means I've been in this band for half of my existence on this earth.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, and so I that song to me is such like a sort of flagship of the idea that like my ethos, which is like you can be you can sort of find the comedy and find the sadness in a little bit in everything. And I kind of love the duality of that.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
fucking love that. I did not know that it started off as just a silly little joke and then it was just like, whoa, did someone record
Song was
that?
a
Did you write that
joke.
down? Yeah. That's fucking awesome. Hell
Song was a
yeah.
joke. We literally so this was I'm turning 36 in November, so it's almost 2 years ago. But
Yeah.
we were on a tour in the UK.
Hmm.
Um, in November. So when usually, and it's a long story. I'll try to tighten, but
No sweat.
we're on tour in the UK,
Hmm.
and we're on tour in the UK in November, which means like every city in like their city centers would have these little Christmas markets, and it's just all festive and like just like when you think of the most Christmassy thing you've ever seen in your life, and it's just the entire country of England, but during Christmas time. It's like British people just make Christmas feel so much more important. Um, but charming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I kind of try to make it a habit when we were younger before we broke up. I think I would had a hard time seeing the forest through the trees and like it kind of got lost on me that like, hey, you know what? I get to like go on tour and wake up in a different city every day, and that's really cool. But like I was so hell bent on just figuring out how to like get ahead and like make it that I wasn't really appreciating the fact that like or like even looking around. I would just sit in the green room all day and like figure out what the band's next move was or whatever. It's just kind of laziness and um ungratefulness. So it's a bit of a mission of mine now when we go on tour to like really take in where I'm at. So fast forward when we were on this UK tour, I would get up every morning and go get coffee in one of these Christmas markets and just walk around. And on the morning of my 34th birthday, we were in Birmingham, England. And I just kind of was like walking around this Christmas mart, looking at all these people and their families and festive Christmas cheer, and kind of saying to myself, like, so all of a sudden I'm started singing, like, I turned 34 today, the hair in my beard's turning gray. And like, kind of just like mumbling to myself. And I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. Like, you know what sounds really fun? Like, maybe I'll like write a verse and a chorus and I'll like, there was a section in our set where the band would walk off stage and I would play piano just by myself. And I was like, maybe I'll just like write a verse and chorus and I'll play it and not tell anybody. Um, what was really funny is the band thought they were surprising me because in that moment when they walked off stage, they went to go get me a cake.
Yeah.
And they were trying to
Oh.
come back on stage with the cake. They were trying to come back on stage with the cake, and I started singing this brand new song, and they're like, "What the fuck?" Um, and and then it was, and honestly, and then the whole thing like went really well, which was crazy. Um, and I think that's kind of to me, I feel like that song is so much. There's so much of that song that really kind of describes, I think, who I am and what I like to do, which is like, here's a song, there's some kind of funny references, but like, it's a song about being a little bit scared of getting older, a little bit about like, there's a chorus, the lyric in the second chorus of like, scared that I'm not any closer because and all the best songs have been sung, but as long as I keep moving forward, there's going to be another one or whatever.
Mm.
Of like, man, I don't know, like there's a lot of songs out there. It's like hard to sit down and write a song and think like, oh, this hasn't been done before. You try anyway. And like it was more of a commentary on like being grateful to age.
Mm.
Gotcha.
Damn straight. Damn straight.
Yeah.
Love it. So, how do you
Yeah.
recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should they play it in the car with friends, dark with headphones on? Should they work out to it? What do you personally recommend?
I don't personally recommend. However you want to listen to it
Mhm.
is the way I want you to listen to it. You can listen to it. It's good with friends. It's
Yep.
good by yourself. I've been listening to it just by myself for a year and a half. It's good front to back.
There you go.
I think it would be great if you listen to it in order. I think that's cool. But you also don't have to. It's okay if you don't. I think it might be kind of weird if you listen to it for the first time, like seventh. But like,
Kind of weird.
Each their own.
but like, the best way to experience it is the way you experience it.
There you go. Just experience it.
Yeah, as long as you're listening. So this question should be super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
Classic,
Mhm.
modern,
Ooh,
exciting.
there you go.
Those are good.
Damn
Hell yeah.
straight. And in the same vein as the last question, but not as much pressure, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want this album to evoke in your listeners?
My job with this album
Mhm.
is to make you feel the whole gamut.
Yeah.
I want you to laugh. I want you to maybe cry. You could cry. What I'm made of is a crier.
Yeah.
I want you to feel just thrilled to be alive.
Mhm.
I want you to feel the power of friendship with songs like All of Us. I want you to feel included. Um, then I want you to feel that like love is a real thing.
I love that. Hell yeah.
Damn straight. Yeah.
So can you talk about any particularly challenging or standout moments during the creation of the album, positive or negative?
I mean, the whole thing was positive. That was great. Not a lot of negative, and I think it's because we got to really take our time.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, I can't think of any negative.
Damn.
That's good.
That's great.
That is
yeah.
good.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some contention of just like figuring out which like, but like we had some discussions and arguments and contention that led to better outcome. So like that's the shit I love. It's like the version of Flowers that's on the album wouldn't be this version if like John Steven and Jess didn't like push back on a different version of the chorus. I was like really kind of like up in arms about the threw up in your shower lyric. And I've been like, that's a little weird. And they're like, dude, no, it's awesome. And maybe it is. So, so I was like, maybe so I had a different version of the chorus. And like they pushed, and the pushing is what made this. So all of it's been good. I don't really have any negative. I think we really figured this one out.
That's good.
That's exactly what we want to hear. That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah. Hell yeah. So for the last couple questions, we're just gonna shift away from music, if that's okay with you.
Oh, that's great. Now we're hanging.
See, there we go. Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Love Island. I don't know.
God damn, I've been on a perfect match recently.
I've never
Have you
seen
watched
any of them. I've never seen any of them.
Oh my God. Oh.
I can't name anything from a single reality show or game show. I'm out.
See, I'm just saying, if you need to start somewhere, if you need just some, like a little bit of extra just shit in your life.
Oh, I watched The
perfect
Traitors.
match.
That's the only one I watch.
Which one?
The Traitors.
What's that about?
It's like basically like mafia in a house with like reality contestants. It's fun.
Like drama and shit.
Yeah, it's intense.
I'm into it.
Like
yeah.
it's like if Survivor and Mafia had a baby in like a murder mystery kind of way. It's on Peacock.
Oh my God. So you just sold me. I will be watching that whenever
But all
I get a chance.
But all the contestants are like other like reality show celebrities. And
Mhm.
so they're all super famous, and I know none of them.
None of them.
It's all a bunch of like Real Housewives and like people from Big Brother and Survivor, and I'm like, I don't
Okay.
know any of these people.
Exactly. So it's just random ass people, but they
Me,
think they're a big
random
deal.
ass game players, but it's fun. It's a good time.
Exactly. That's all that
Yeah.
matters. So,
Yeah,
well, not that, but if you could be one animal for the rest of your life, which animal would you be and why?
dog for sure.
Dog? Why?
Yeah, I look at my dog and I'm like, yo, your life is fucking tight.
Yeah, you're living lavish. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just look at her blending into that carpet, sleeping alone.
Oh my god, just loving life.
She's just chilling.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Oh,
would like to be her.
yeah, just sleeping all
I
day.
don't,
Hell
I
yeah.
don't blame
Yeah.
you. So if you could have lunch with any celebrity or artist dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Bruce Springsteen.
Why?
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
I mean, lifelong hero. I
Mhm.
feel like my entire so much of my DNA because he's such a fan of my dad was such a fan. It was my first concert when I was like 2. I feel like it would I feel like I would just be able to one, it just like listen to that man do an interview or talking. He just has so much wisdom. He's just like an elder statesman now. Seems one, I've also heard he's just a great time. So I feel like it'd be super fun. But then 3, I feel like I would be able to like I feel like I would learn so much about myself because he's been so tethered to my DNA for so long
Mhm.
as a person. Like so much of my life has had pivotal moments that he's been in. Like I don't know if I would be in music if I didn't go to like a Bruce Springsteen concert when I was 2. So
Damn,
like it's
yeah.
like a funny sort of little thing.
Yeah.
But however, actually, no, I'm gonna back off here for a second
Okay.
because no. I'm gonna make the answer better. A couple years ago, a photo leaked of Bruce Springsteen on vacation, and he's like on a yacht
Mhm.
with Tom Hanks and Barack Obama.
The
And I was
fuck?
like, now that is a group I want to hang out with.
Yeah,
You
that's Dream Blunt rotation. Yeah.
you mean these 3 fucking dudes just like hang out for fun?
That's
That's
crazy.
what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
You mean
Well,
Obama, Tom Hanks, and Bruce Springsteen just like being bros
Yeah.
well,
post presidency? So he's
What
not
do they
president
talk
above.
about?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
no, Springsteen and
Basketball.
Obama, they were doing a podcast for a while.
Yeah, they're like
No.
yeah. There's a Springsteen and Obama podcast together. It's like 6 episodes. It is one of the most extraordinary things you will ever. That's kind of what and why I want to sit and. The man is just. They're 2 of the best publics. I mean, we know as a society that Barack Obama is just like an orator. He is a great public speaker.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Springsteen is as well. So you listen to
Mhm.
the 2 of them talk
Mhm.
just like off the top of their heads, and you're like,
Yeah.
how is this not scripted? It's just like it's a
Yeah.
little there, and they just talk about like American history and culture and music. It's a lot, but it's like one of the better things you could ever spend your time listening to.
It blows my mind every day that they're like legit boys.
And they're like best bros. It's just so fun.
That's beautiful. I love that
So
shit.
it's so tight.
Yeah. Hell
Yeah, it's hilarious.
That's beautiful. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And for this last question, boom, you're on a deserted island. You could bring one movie, one album, and one person. Who and what are you bringing?
Good Will Hunting is the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the album's complicated.
Yeah.
I'd probably say Born to Run, Bruce Springsteen. It turned 50 years old yesterday, and we're here, so we might as well.
Holy
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah, 50 years old.
Hmm.
Person, I guess, I mean, I would probably have to bring my wife. We'd probably kill
Probably.
each other. We'd probably, it might be better for the both of us if we don't,
Mhm.
but I would like to bring her, and then I guess it's just like survival of the fittest.
There you go. Yeah, then it becomes a competition, reality show. Yeah.
Yeah. Whichever, it's like, I'll probably lose. I know I would drive her fucking nuts. There's no way she would choose me. No, there is no way
shot.
she would choose me.
Yeah.
No chance. If she was smart, she would choose anybody else.
Yeah.
That's
If she was
awesome.
stuck with me, if she was stuck with me on a desert island, oh man, I would drive her nuts. It would be thrilling though.
That's
Yeah.
great. So as Gloria said, that's all the questions I have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Listen to Meet Me at the Record Store, or don't. It's fine. I'm happy that it's out, and whatever happens next is what happens next. We are going on tour with Marianas Trench, for a couple weeks, starting end of September. if you're listening, I don't know where you live, so look
the
up our
dates.
dates. And then we do When We Were Young, and then we go on tour in Europe, and then like there might be some more touring next year.
Ooh.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
The Somerset is forever.
Hell
There
yeah.
you go.
All right. Well, thank you, Stas. This has been Brian Logan Dales from the Somerset, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.